Welcome everyone. In this session, we are going to learn about a candlestick pattern which is called a doji. What is a doji pattern? Most of you might have seen this pattern earlier also, but now let me tell you the psychology behind it and how we have to trade and what we have to do whenever we spot this type of candle in our live trading chart. So let's move on. This candle which you are seeing is called Doji. Doji candle represents indecision in market. Indecision in market. Doji represents an indecision in market. Indecision means lack of directions. Whether market will move up or whether market will move down, we cannot say. So this is called indecision in market. Basically, it's a neutral candle. On the basis of this, we cannot trade because most of the time doji candles makes market sideways. Sideways. It means a market trades between a certain range without having a clear direction. This is what doji is. Now, what is the psychology behind doji is? The psychology behind doji is buyers are trying to push the price to higher level, but similarly sellers are pushing the price downward. What I mean is buyers are trying to push the price upside and the sellers are trying to push the price downside. And what happening is both power of buyers and sellers are getting neutralized, which means neither buyers are becoming overpowered nor sellers are becoming overpowered. That is why there is a indecision in market whether buyer will win or seller will win. It is not clear. So this is what doji is. The psychology behind doji is buyers and sellers power have become equal, due to which the market became neutral. So this is what doji pattern is. Let's see in the chart. Here, can you see market moved up and then fell and then traded in a particular small range, and finally a small doji is being formed. A doji is being formed, which means buyers are trying to push the market up, sellers are trying to push the market down, but their efforts are getting neutralized, and thus market is not trending or not trading in any certain direction. So this is how doji works. So best thing to do when you spot a doji is just sit idle, wait and watch for the trend to form and then only enter. For example, see, here is this chart is one of the best example I want to give you now. What happened here? Price moved up, fell, consolidated in a range for 15 to for 30 to 30 to 45 minutes. Then a doji is being spotted, and as per our rule, what we have to do is we have to just sit idle and we have to see if is there any other pattern which forms after the doji, then we can continue. So what happened just after the doji, a hammer pattern formed. since it's a downtrend, a small sideways consolidation, doji followed by a hammer. So what our strategy says, entry at the high, keeping stop loss at the low by giving some amount of buffer. This would have been our stop loss. As you can see, stop loss would not have hit. This would have been our entry. If this much is our risk, our reward would have been somewhat this. It would have been achieved next day, but definitely this position would not have given you a loss. This position would not have given you a loss. And one golden rule for trading doji pattern is look for another candlestick pattern forming after the doji. It may be either a hammer, it may be a shooting star. We will be discussing about shooting star in our upcoming sessions. Hammer, shooting star, bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing, and then only you have to enter. And one golden rule for trading doji pattern is you have to maintain a risk reward of 1:1. So basically doji pattern trading is not for conservative player, those who are aggressive trader, they should only enter in doji patterns trading. Basically this pattern of trading is known as MCAT. This is what I call multiple candle analysis trading, because what we are doing over here is we have spotted a doji, and after spotting the doji we are looking for some more candlestick pattern. It may be either hammer or maybe shooting star or maybe bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, anything. But what we are doing till now, we were just looking for the pattern and then trading. But now what we are doing, we are identifying one pattern and then again we are looking for one more pattern for extra confirmation. So this pattern is called MCAT. I used to call this MCAT, multiple candlestick analysis trading. So in this pattern what we did is we just spotted the doji and then we waited for some other candlestick pattern to form, and as soon as we saw a hammer we enter at the high, keeping stop loss, giving some buffer. If this much is our risk, this would have been our reward, because our strategy says MCAT is not for conservative trader. MCAT is not for conservative trader. MCAT is for aggressive traders. MCAT is for aggressive traders. So basically when aggression comes into the trading, we keep our risk is to reward in equilibrium, because we don't want to take much more risk, because we are already aggressive in the market, we are already taking enough risk, so we don't take risk more than 1:1. So whenever you trade using MCAT strategy, always keep in mind your risk reward should be 1:1. Risk reward should never be less than 1:1 nor greater than 1:1. It should be always 1:1 whenever you are trading using MCAT strategy. This is about doji pattern. Let's see. Let's move on to next chart. See, here what we have, a doji. It's a nifty 15 minute time frame. A doji, we spotted a doji. Now what we have to do, we have to wait for another patterns to form. We have to wait if we spot any other patterns after doji or not. If we find any other pattern, then we will be applying MCAT strategy, otherwise we won't be taking any trade. So let's see, can we find any pattern over here? Any pattern? No. Here? No. This candle? No. This candle? No. But here, this pattern is called shooting star. This pattern is called shooting star. We will be discussing about this pattern in our coming session, where I will be telling you about the psychology behind this pattern and the strategy behind this pattern. But for now, you should remember this pattern is called shooting star. So our AMCAT strategy will be applicable here, because we have spotted doji and we were waiting, and now we finally spotted our pattern, which is called shooting star. Entry below the low, stop loss at the high, giving some buffer, and our target would be, according to AMCAT, 1:1. This would have been our target, and as you can see, we would have achieved our target over here. This is how you have to use AMCAT strategy in doji candlestick pattern. Let's move on to our next chart. Here we are with ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited, 15 minutes time frame. What happened over here is, as you can clearly see, market was in uptrend. A doji is being spotted. A doji is being spotted. So what we have to do is, we have to wait and watch. We have to keep patience and see if any other candlestick pattern gets formed or not. If any other candlestick pattern gets formed, then we will be using our AMCAT strategy. Is this any candlestick pattern which we are looking for? No. Is it any candlestick pattern? No. This one? Yes. Which pattern is this? Which pattern is this? This pattern is combinedly a bearish engulfing pattern. Bearish engulfing pattern. See, high is almost similar, but low of the red is lower than the green one, which means in an uptrending market, a green candle is completely engulfed by the immediate red candle. What does that mean? It means it's a bearish engulfing pattern. So what we will be doing? We will be applying our AMCAT strategy. We will be applying our AMCAT strategy. And if we are unable to spot this doji, if we came late to the market and we have seen this, then we can use our bearish engulfing strategy also, because all criteria are getting fulfilled. As you can see, market is in uptrend, small green candle at the top and gun by red big candle. So all three golden rules of bearish engulfing are being fulfilled. So what we can do, either we can use AMCAT strategy or we can use bearish engulfing strategy, whatever you feel comfortable. But here I am feeling much more comfortable of using bearish engulfing strategy instead of AMCAT. Why so? Because if I use AMCAT strategy, my RR will be only 1:1. But if I use bearish engulfing strategy, my RR will be 1:1.5. And the main reason behind using bearish engulfing strategy is that my all three golden rules are getting satisfied. All three golden rules are getting satisfied. First rule, uptrend. Second rule, green candle at top. Third rule, red engulfing candle. So my all three golden rules are getting fulfilled. Then why should I use AMCAT strategy by looking just at the doji? Because my all three strategies, all three golden rules are being fulfilled. So instead of going for AMCAT strategy, I will be going for bearish engulfing strategy. This type of psychology which I am telling you of using the strategy is known as profit maximization technique. Profit max profit maximization technique. This type of psychology which I am telling you to use is called profit maximization technique. You could have used simple MCAT strategy by entering here, keeping a stop loss by giving some buffer here, and exited with a target of 1 is to 1 over here using MCAT. But if you work hard, if you practice more, then you will be able to spot this type of scenarios, and definitely you will gain more profit than the others. So it depends on you whether you work hard, practice it, do lots of back test, then only you will be able to apply this PMT technique, what I call profit maximization technique. Because if you are not working hard, if you are not looking charts for sometimes analyzing it, back testing it, then you will not be able to identify this pattern. Because what happens when we are new in trading, when we spot one pattern, our brain gets logged into that pattern itself. Suppose if I or talk about new traders, most of my new students says, sir, sometimes what happens whenever we stock a single pattern, our brain gets stuck there and we look for the patterns to trade using MCAT only. Then I used to tell them that do lots of practice, try to identify patterns within the patterns. As you can see here, it's a doji, so you should be ready to identify pattern within the pattern. You should train your mind, you should practice in such a way that you should not wait for just hammer or shooting star, but you should also look for multiple patterns like bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing, morning star, evening star. I will be telling on this thing, you don't have to worry about this, but just keep in mind that do lots of practice, see lots of chart, do back testing, and I can assure you that definitely you are going to become a successful trader. No one can stop you, no one can tell you that you are not going to become a successful trader. I assure you that definitely you are going to become a successful trader. Your hard work will definitely pay you, and you will gain a good amount from the market. Just remember, do lots of practice. Remember the golden rules which I am telling. Try to analyze the candlestick how I am analyzing. Learn from this technique and get success in your trading career. This is all about profit maximization technique, PMT. I hope you might have understood everything about MCAT and the PMT. So this was all about profit maximization technique and MCAT. So now what we have to do is, what I was telling here was that if you might have used MCAT, you would have achieved your target here and booked the profit of around 1 is to 1. But if you would have practiced and if you would have spotted this bearish engulfing pattern after a doji, then you would have applied B technique, bearish engulfing technique, and you would have achieved, this would be your entry, this would have been your stop loss. If this much is risk, your reward would be somewhere here. Then you would have definitely achieved more reward than MCAT technique. So this is how you have to apply your knowledge. Let's look into another chart. NTPC Limited. NTPC Limited. See, market was in a slight downtrend, a doji formed, and then followed by a shooting star. What we can do is entry over here, stop loss over here, what we will be doing? We will be applying MCAT technique because it's a single candlestick pattern. It's a single candlestick pattern. So our risk reward would be 1 is to 1. If this much is our risk, what would have been our reward? Somewhat this. This would have been our reward. We would have achieved our target over here. This is how you have to trade using Doji technique. And now again you can see, as you have spotted Doji, but subsequently there were no candlestick patterns to trade. So if you have missed this trade, we will not be entering here because no subsequent candlestick pattern is being identified over here. So this was about MCAT technique, PMT, that is profit maximization technique, Doji, psychology behind Doji, and all those things. This is a chart of Euro USD. This is a chart of Euro USD 15 minutes time frame. What happened? Market fed, consolidated, fed, tried to move up, again fed, and then market became sideways. Market became sideways. And then finally what happens? We spotted a doji over here, and then as you can see, no subsequent candlestick pattern is being spotted. Let me clear it. This is the doji. This is the doji, and after doji no subsequent candlestick pattern is being formed. So we will not be trading in this type of scenario. We will not be trading in this type of scenario. This is how you have to analyze the doji pattern. This is how you have to trade. This is all about the profit maximization technique, doji, psychology behind doji, MCAT technique, and how we have to treat our brains for analyzing multiple candlestick pattern, how we have to apply MCAT strategy, how we have to enter, how we have to keep our stop losses, target, entry and exit. So I hope you might have understood everything very well. I have given you enough number of examples for your better clarity. Do lots of back test, spend some time with chart, analyze patterns, do hard work, and definitely you will be succeeding. So this was all about this session. We will be looking into another patterns in our coming sessions. Till then, see you soon and have a all the best for your trading career.